I'm Caitlin. I read a lot. And I'm writing a book. Whether you know this or not, I have always kind of wanted to be an author. I've always loved reading, and when I was in primary school, I always loved writing creative stories. But it wasn't until I was kind of in high school and I was doing creative writing a lot more frequently where I realized that it was something that I really wanted to do with my life as a career. And in like 2013, 2014, I came up with this concept for a school like homework sort of thing. And that idea has stuck with me up until now, and I am still writing that story. And now with a YouTube channel, I thought that it would be kind of fun to turn this into a kind of series of videos, and kind of track my progress while I write, because not only does it hold me accountable to continue working on it, it gives me the chance to talk about this book because I love this book. I love my idea, I love my character so much. And if you do not know, November is the National Novel Writing Month, and in the month of November there's this thing called NaNoWriMo, and it stands for National Novel Writing Month. It is basically a challenge for individuals to write 50,000 words in a month, which is on average like 1,666.666 or something. I don't know. Yeah, so each day you have a specific word count to hit, and that's basically it. And then by the end of the month, you will, even if you don't hit the 50k, if you are writing consistently like every couple of days, you will still be adding word count to your book. And as a writer, I know this personally, any word added to my book is good. My story has changed drastically since then, because it was originally written as a script, like a play script or a screenplay. I think that's what they're called. And so it had like almost all dialogue and little to none like in between. I had kind of like a really rough plot line, but like I was 13, I didn't know how to plot an outline, and I'm 18 now and I still don't know how to plot an outline, but we're working towards it, we're trying. If there's any book in the world that I will write and finish and complete and hopefully publish, I want it to be this book. So a little bit of a backstory about my book. It's a fantasy, probably should mention that. It's a kind of urban fantasy / high fantasy. I delve into the mortal world, so like the world that we live in, but I also have created a world that's kind of unlike ours, but it is also parallel to ours. In the book, you can like travel between worlds through portals. My main character can travel through the worlds. She's not the only one. Like, portals are kind of pretty normal. It has fantasy elements, but it also takes place in like real-time world. So that's like my interpretation of it. I love reading urban fantasy, so it's pretty fitting that my first novel, if I ever do get it published, will be an urban fantasy. As word counts go, a fantasy book typically has, for a young adult fantasy book, has about 100,000 words. And that's roughly like 30 chapters, I think. I did research on this, that's why I know these numbers. Percy Jackson had 80,000 words, and Harry Potter had 75, I think? 75k or 70k. At the moment, my book is at 38,600, I think. So I'm kind of halfway there. Sort of, not really. My aim is to get to about 80,000, which is the length of a Percy Jackson book. So yeah, that's word counts. As for chapters, typically my chapters are about 2,000 words. Well, that's what I'm aiming for. But as I've been writing and revising and editing my book, it has increased slowly. So chapters 1 all the way to 12, which is the amount of chapters I have written at the moment, I have on average like 2,200 for each, I think. There's a couple chapters that are 4,000 and 3,000, and that's just because they're very heavy on like info and world building, and there's just a lot of dialogue, because dialogue is my favorite to write ever, so that is why there is a lot of it in it. I have 12 chapters like written, and like those are like the main like idea that I wanted for that chapter is done, and I just need to revise it and make sure that everything is like flowing and linking. But I have the goal of 27 chapters. I do want to have the minimum of 27 chapters, and I kind of did a very rough outline of what I want each chapter from 13 until 27 to be, and I have it in a Word document on my like laptop. It's just a matter of needing to write them, and that is what I hope to do in this month. Anyway, a little bit more and backstory about my like book, which is kind of the point of this thing. My main character is Amethyst, and I don't know if I want to keep her last name, so I'm not going to say it, but her name is Amethyst, and a very rough rundown of what the people in my world can do is that everyone has their own gift. Everyone can have similar gifts, but typically each power is kind of pretty unique to them, and it's also up to them on how much they can control it or how much it controls them. And with my main character, she can control the 4 elements. Can you tell that I watched The Last Airbender when I was a kid? A little like another backstory. I've said backstory so much in this video, but when I was coming up with ideas for this book, I kind of took it upon myself to kind of take little bits and pieces from my favorite book series and put my own spin on them, and to create a world that was my own, because these places are fictional, so I never had the chance to go to them. But writing them and creating them and altering them in my own way was my way of visiting them, and so that's what I did. So yeah, so the idea of the controlling all 4 of those elements comes from The Last Airbender. I have 2 other like kind of main / side characters who kind of complete my trio for this book. I have an abbreviation for my book, and it is AROM. So Amy, I call her Amy, by the way, because we like to whitewash our names, but her name is Amethyst. I call her Amy for short, so do other characters in the book. I want to give her a cute nickname that my love interest can call her, but there isn't really much you can do with the name Amy because it's already so short. And she can also do kind of like basic magic, which is based like, in my world, basic magic is like casting spells, brewing potions, and they go to this academy, and they basically go to this academy, or she goes to this academy. Almost everyone who is everyone in this world goes to a kind of school to learn how to control their powers, and there are people who get like homeschooled sort of. Another thing that I took from the Airbender world, I want to say that like it's not stealing their idea because it is my idea, but there are kind of different realms, but the way that I've created them is that, it sounds so similar to The Last Airbender, but I promise you it's different, I promise. But there are the fire, the earth, air, water, that's all. And then in the middle is my capital, and if I say the name of it, then you're gonna know what it's called. You're gonna know the name of my book, and I'm not gonna do that. So my aim for the end of this month is, no, that's a lie. Yeah, anyway, for end of this month is to hit 50,000. I only need to write another 20-ish thousand words to hit 50,000, but that is my main goal because 50,000 is a lot closer. I've never written 50,000 words ever for anything, so I think it would be really amazing for me to hit it and to complete NaNoWriMo for the first time ever. My overall goal is by the end of this year, 31st of December, I want to have my first draft done. And by first draft, I mean I want everything that I want in this book kind of just written down. It doesn't have to be good, it can be really, really bad, but it just needs to be written down. It can't just be stuck in my head the way that it has been for the past couple of years. It needs to be out in words, typed or written. Before I even begin to start writing, I need to complete an outline and have a very well fleshed out outline so that I know which direction that my book is heading in, and I need to pave the way in order to get myself there. Definitely more episodes of this kind of series is coming as I continue to write and as I continue to world build and as I come up with more things that I want to share with you. So yeah, I'm writing a book. That's so fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's all I have to say. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe if you would like to see my face more, and if you would like to click the bell thingy and you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. I'll leave any links down below about NaNoWriMo, about writing, and about me if you want to see me on Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next video. So it's afternoon, kind of, it's like 1 where I am right now, so whatever time that you're watching this, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and goodbye.